Yeah. Shout out to my buddy Deacon Craig Riley in San Diego, who's like the Eucharistic procession consultant for the nation. He's like the leading expert. He actually has a harness that you can put on your shoulders. Yeah, well, you've probably seen this. They help you hold the crucifix or the monstrance, or whatever you're calling it.
Did you ever see what happened at the bar a couple weeks ago in Irving, where I got named the strongest man in Irving?
Yeah, get that harness out of here.
Oh, that's how you were holding your arm.
I just
no, stop.
Hold that crucifix.
You would need like the strongest man in Dallas to hold it up for that long, though. I mean,
that's a good point. I'm not ready for the big leagues. Yeah. Irving's weak.
Yeah.
Dudes! Hola, bienvenidos. Welcome to the BeatiDudes, a podcast for Christian men seeking to grow in holiness, learning from the experiences of the brothers God has placed in their lives. My name is Paul Kolker, and I am joined as always by my co-hosts Nick Bezner.
Guten Morgen.
Ja, guten Morgen.
Or
and
afternoon.
Jeff Schiefelbein.
Cinco lunes.
5 Mondays? Did you say 5 Mondays?
Moons? Stars? What stars? I don't know what stars is in Spanish.
Stella?
Stella Maris.
No, estrellas. Estrellas. You did the Latin.
Estrella Cinco.
Close enough. All right. And
give the show 5 stars.
Yes.
Just do it, or I'm going to keep talking.
No, or Jeff, don't threaten them into supporting us.
I just want proof that since the Monday episode, Johnny's wife has given us 5 stars and subscribed.
Yep. We're speaking that into existence because
just give us that.
We recorded these the same day. But welcome back, John Matthew Knowles.
Woo! AKA Johnny.
Johnny.
Look at that smile, $1 million.
Johnny Knowles. Johnny. We got to know a lot about you on the last episode, and you had some great morsels of wisdom that you just were like, hold on, I'm going to interrupt all your nonsense, which was good. I'm glad you did that. Yeah, you just said,
we need that.
Hey, everybody shut your mouths.
Before you go on, I have something.
Oh.
His resting face is a smile. My resting face looks like I just got
People
drugged.
talk about like RBF and, you know, that sort of thing.
Arby's F.
Yeah.
Face. Arby's face.
Arby's face.
Yeah.
That's it.
No RBF.
Yours is just a happy face.
No RBF. We don't like RBF.
Your resting face is a smile. Like, that's a gift from God.
RSF.
Happy guy.
Resting smile face.
Okay, keep going, John.
Well,
Johnny.
Yeah, so we learned a lot. There were a lot of morsels of wisdom, especially, I think, for young men who just want to be encouraged on the road to growing in their career, growing in their faith, learning to surround themselves with the right people. It was a really wonderful, encouraging episode. But Johnny, you mentioned as a teaser at the end of that episode that
your bulging biceps.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You mentioned that you've been to World Youth Day in 1993. That would have been in the days of Saint Pope John Paul II.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was in Denver. Am I right? Is that correct?
It was.
Okay. Tell us about that. What was that like?
Well, I was 13 years old, and I was in 8th grade. And my little, Catholic kids group or whatever, washed cars and sold M&Ms and did all the things you need to do to build up a few bucks to go on my first big trip. That wasn't to Grandma's house or Florida or something like that. And, got on a plane, and flew to Denver and did like the, whatever it was, the 5-6 days, that were around World Youth Day 1993.
Yeah.
And I had this like idea one day, guys, and maybe we could work on this. Like, wouldn't it be great to put into print all those stories of the great lives that came out of World Youth Day 1993? Like, just all the people that were there. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'll be like, out in the field doing the work we do. And it'll just come up in conversation. Oh, yeah, I was there in Denver in World Youth Day 1993. All the apostles that sprung up from that, all the businesses that sprung up from that.
Denver is a hub of
Catholic
the city of Denver.
Yeah. All that started in 1993 at World Youth Day. So, no, I went out there 13 years old with a bunch of kids, and I can still remember like that hot day. And anybody that was there remembers this. We took this like huge hike, like 5-mile hike to the big mass, the final mass with the Pope. And it was like the hottest day, and we made it. Everybody made it, and there was like 1 million people out there. And for me to be 13 years old and to see all these people from all around our nation and around the world just absolutely floored and excited to see the Pope. I mean, for me, it was. I think it was kind of like a glimpse into the future of what God wanted me to do with my life, and I think a lot of other people felt the same way.
That's incredible. Yeah. So, okay. So for those who don't know what World Youth Day is, I mean, you painted a pretty solid picture, but can you just give a little bit of the backstory of like where it came from, what it is, what's the goal?
Sure, I would go to the Vatican website or something, but
Go to the internet.
Google it. But my understanding is that decades ago the church instilled this tradition as an opportunity to showcase the church's strong desire and high priority at places on evangelizing the youth of the world.
When it started with JP2, right?
Yeah, I
did.
think he was the one who really felt the inspiration of the Holy Spirit that said, like, we need to go out from the walls of the Vatican.
That's it.
Yeah.
How often is it?
Every 3 years?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Think
and then they did one in Toronto. Remember they did one in Toronto? It was like during that big electrical outage, and kind of messed things up.
I was there for that one. 2001.
How many have you been to?
I've been to 2 of them.
Toronto?
And then World Youth Day in Australia in Sydney.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That was like 08.
2008, yeah. WIDSID is what they called it because it was WYD World Youth Day and SYC WIDSID.
Yeah. But think about this too. In 1993, a lot of the stuff that we have in terms of the infrastructure and the ecosystem we built up in the Catholic Church, it wasn't really there, or it was in its embryonic stages. You know what I mean? So it was really kind of grassroots, you know what I mean? There weren't I don't remember a ton of corporate sponsors being there.
Sure.
I don't remember a lot of media coverage or whatever. I just remember just people, that were really, really juiced to be close to Pope John Paul II. Yeah.
Well, and it's incredible because I remember both being there as a teen and then being there as more of a leader in 2008 because it was my younger brother who was going on it and he was going with his high school. And so I joined in with them and, just seeing it from both angles, right? So it's still being a young adult, but seeing it kind of from both sides as the teen that was ministered to versus the one kind of helping to usher people through that process.
Love that, yeah.
Oh, it was powerful. And then I remember because Sydney was Cardinal Pell's diocese.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah. And he said afterwards, it was the main catchphrase or whatever, or the whole event that he said, he was like, "You've transformed my city."
Yeah.
Because just the electricity of so many people on fire for the faith and just walking through the streets, loving each other, doing that long march to the final mass, right? Where it's you're walking miles to get out there and then camp overnight, and then there's the mass with the Pope. And but he was just saying that he could feel the tangible change in the level of joy in his city after all of that.
In his Sydney.
In his Sydney.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sydney Sweeney. Yeah.
Very different Sydney.
Got a Sydney.
One, yeah. Yep, there's lots of Sydneys out there.
That's right.
I would have never in a million years even contemplated going to something called World Youth Day. And it wasn't that my family wasn't Catholic or in the faith. It's just the concept of going somewhere and being part of something really big was so far. Even you going to the Pines Catholic camp as a youth.
Yeah. We went to Six Flags.
I did that.
For
was season
that
pass.
Youth Day.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh, no, a church event.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. The lock-in, daytime lock-in. But to experience a couple of those moments being at the Jubilee for youth in Rome last summer, I wasn't there for the mass because I was there before they all got there. And 1 million people showing up to a city, even though they weren't all in one place, is a game changer.
Yeah.
To see 1 million people together in one place,
right?
It's like the Great Migration.
Yeah, so I think another thing that kind of planted in me is a belief that we should be very expressive in the public square with our Catholicism.
Amen.
And I'm thinking back to when you guys came to Catholics at the Shore last year. Thanks again for your support.
Yeah.
It was just so cool.
Y'all
You
paid
guys,
us to come up there. So
We love to support Catholics at the Shore.
Anytime, John.
But we promoted it. We promoted
it. Okay, we did our part.
But Eucharistic procession we put on for
That's
us.
right.
You know what
My
I mean,
goodness.
remember
That was
that?
powerful.
Yeah. And all those people lined up. I mean, some of them are Catholics, some of them are lapsed. Some of them aren't anything, and they're just wow, what's this all about?
People in the streets of Stone
cool.
Harbor are
Yeah.
what's going on?
I love that. So.
I got to say something on that. I was carrying the crucifix. You two were both carrying candles.
And John
Heinen was doing the incense. Yeah. And I was so blown away by the magnitude of that moment that the things you just described, I knew they were happening because I could feel movement on both sides of the street. I didn't see a single thing. It was
because we were at the front though too, so we didn't get to see the full.
But
weight.
no head on a swivel.
Oh yeah.
Right,
now since then I've been studying when I watch masses and processions or at Seek this couple weeks ago. Yeah. The best way to hold something for a really long time that's tall and heavy, don't put your hands together.
Yes.
Nobody's strong enough to do the close grip.
Yes.
The professionals, so they did a 2-hour adoration and an hour of it was procession
Wow.
at Seek in Fort Worth. Those dudes, they know their hands are a good foot apart.
Properly spaced.
Guys, the penance
I'm
is,
glad you've been studying the technique.
well, and I think, when called, I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah, shout out to my buddy Deacon Craig Riley in San Diego, who's like the Eucharistic procession consultant for the nation. He's like the leading expert.
Wow.
He actually has a harness that you can put on your shoulders. Well, you've probably seen this. They help you hold the crucifix or the monstrance, or whatever you're
Did
called.
he ever see what happened at the bar a couple weeks ago in Irving, where I got named the strongest man in Irving?
Yeah.
Get that harness out of here.
Oh, that's how you were holding your arm.
I
up.
just
No,
lock
stop.
it out and hold that
Stop.
crucifix.
You would need like the strongest man in Dallas to hold it up for that long, though. I mean,
Oh, that's
like,
a good
you need
point. I'm
next
not ready
level
for the big
strength.
leagues. Irving's weak.
Yeah. Get in those reps in the gym, my friend. You'll get there.
There you go.
What's so you did that? Did you end up in pilgrimage land after that? Or did you go to many pilgrimages in your life since World Youth Day 93?
Gosh, not really, to be honest. I mean, that was.
You have one year, you were champion.
Yeah,
Been there?
that's true. Yeah, no, I haven't.
You've gotten on an airplane, but you won't get on a
I've been
scooter
on
and
an
get on the
airplane,
road.
It's true. Yeah,
He now lives different.
I mean,
that's right. That was-
Jeff, I have so many emails to respond to.
That's
You gotta
right.
remember
That's very important.
It's a
Also,
busy life.
nothing better than shaming somebody into a pilgrimage.
If you can
That's
Vespa to a pilgrimage site, do it.
Great.
Can I tell you honestly? Like, I mean, I want to do all that stuff. I'm not like saying I don't, but like, what I really want to do is go to daily mass, say the rosary every day, and go to confession once a month. And really, like, that's what I want to like focus my prayer life and my religious life on.
Okay, so I had this moment that rings in my head. I think I've said it on here before. And it was this realization that a deacon was telling me that we sit here and we say the source and summit is the Eucharist. The source and summit is the Eucharist. And he said, you're missing the full context. The sacrifice of the holy sacrifice of the Mass, and therefore the participation in the sacramental moment of the Mass, in the consubstantiation of the Eucharist, and then in the receiving of it, is the source and summit, not just the Eucharist. So like there's this like, I'll go to adoration, picking between adoration or mass. And that's sometimes hard for us because adoration is peaceful and it's
Giving and
it's on my timetable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well said.
So
yeah.
what you're saying is awesome. Hit these 3 core things.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. If you end up on your Vespa and you see champion 1 mile this way, maybe
Hit it.
maybe go for it.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Well, and I think it was JP2 who said that adoration is an extension
Right.
of that moment in the Mass, and it's meant to draw us back to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mass is where it all leads to, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean that places us at the foot of Calvary.
Yeah.
That's
Because do you guys think about this too? Like, I mean, when you go to, receive the Eucharist, I mean, you're supposed to do that in a state of grace. You know what I mean? Like, so if you do that every single day, I think that drives the discipline and the introspection
Totally.
and the seriousness.
It's like
around
when
how
you're
you live
working
life.
out, it's easier to eat healthy.
It is.
It's
That's
double, right?
yeah,
It's so true.
You're like, well, I don't want to waste my good workout.
So true. Yeah. Yep.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to fuel it
You
the
want
right
to keep
way.
it going in
Yeah.
the
If
upward
you're lifting
spiral.
every day, you're not going to eat the bag of Starburst.
That's right.
That's a great point.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But you might eat 12 Sour Patch Kids before a podcast.
Well, sure, nobody's judging.
I mean, if you're gonna be
that
on a-
realm,
Podcast, you're always in a near occasion of comedy, and so you got to amp it up a little.
that's right.
That's it.
Hey, for real, this is a blessing. I mean, I think about you as a guest. You've done a great job over these 2 episodes, but I also think you've laid down on the first show a great challenge and a reminder here. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't about the mountaintop moment that ends up on Instagram.
Yeah.
This is literally about what are you doing every day? What are you doing in the most mundane parts of every week, so that this is always at the forefront and that Mass is where it starts. You know, if you had to pick between Rosary and Mass, go to Mass. You know?
Yeah.
Now, you don't really have to pick because you can do the Rosary all throughout the day if you need
Anywhere
That's
and
right.
everywhere.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, gosh, guys,
So much good stuff.
do it. Stop waiting. Put in the comments how you went and did
Yeah.
it.
Stop stopping and
Start
doing.
The Beatitudes.
That's it. Well, we will see you all
At the traffic lights of life.
Yes. And for the rest of you, we will see you
on
in
a
the
Vespa.
Eucharist. What?
At the Eucharist. See you in the Eucharist.
See you in the Eucharist.
Say it, John. See you in the Eucharist.
See you in the Eucharist.
God bless.
I close my eyes. Golly, I hope this show will never die. There's a few dudes making tons of content that's good for you. The